Is there a choir director? Here? Anybody can send the pictures? My choir director. Just somebody send the pictures. Father Michael. And anybody else?
If there's any young Sunday school teachers or preachers, and you happen to be a woman, you can come up here too.
None? Have we none?
What is the panel comprised of?
Our Bible study teachers.
There's no choice about that, right? Serene.
I think she heard
That happens a lot.
I bet she's looking twice the first time.
Oh yeah, with the seminarian back there.
There you go.
Come up here.
Okay. And the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This first question, because of time, I'm only going to ask you to give us a 2-minute response, but it probably would be more like a 2-hour response for each of you. But I just want to give a little seasoning of this question. That is, what led to your conversion from your previous belief? Who wants to start?
History of the church. History of the church. Okay.
Hello, my name is Cecil. I'm the president at the Atlanta chapter in Georgia. So God bless me. It's hard. With the into my conversion to Orthodoxy, so my mindset is always I want the hardest, most challenging thing, and which had led me to the Marine Corps. It's like, why did you join the Marine Corps? Not why not the Army or the Navy? I think it's hard. So when I came across Orthodox Christianity and saw, from my studies, I saw that it was way harder and more challenging than Protestant Christianity. And and I believed that Orthodox Christianity and Orthodox Christian spirituality was the way in order for me to really come into true union and connection with God. So that's what led to my conversion.
Keep passing
I was bamboozled.
About me.
Yes, so as my husband said, he seeks out these things, these hard things, and I'm supposed to follow. However, with Orthodoxy, I didn't follow at the beginning, but after prayer and submission to the Holy Spirit and Him, I came to understand and appreciate all that is Orthodoxy, and that was that.
I think that's kind of a loaded question, and I think it is because I accepted truth with a capital T, but I don't feel like I've left anything. I just feel like I've deepened my faith in what I've already believed. And so God through His Son Jesus Christ, what He's done for us, He's brought us salvation. I've always believed that. It was through Orthodoxy that I was able to experience the other parts of the Christian tradition that were missing. Understanding of the Theotokos, the saints, the fathers, just the tradition, the history. So I feel like I've just deepened my faith. I've never really left anything, but I've just deepened what I've already believed.
For me, it was three things. When I started dating my husband, it was seeing how he lived out the faith that inspired me and got me interested. And the second thing was actually going through the process during the time of Great Lent. That actually was very attractive to me. I liked all of the physical nature of it and the difficulty of it. And finally, it just felt familiar to me.
For me, I grew up in the Anglican tradition. And my grandfather was a priest in that tradition. Better. I grew up in the Anglican tradition, and my grandfather was a priest in that tradition. My father raised me pretty strongly in that practice, and I really, going through college, I got really into philosophy, and I kind of just became kind of nihilist about everything. I didn't think there was truth at all. And so for me, it was a question of whether the next life is real, whether any of that is real. And I took a trip after a lot of study and reading up on early Christianity. I took a trip to a monastery. I stayed for a week, then I stayed for another week, and I was blown. I think it just completely restructured my thought. If you ever listen to Father Stephen Freeman, he talks about the two-story universe that we had, but it brought it back together for me. And so it was seeing the light lived.
Thank you. The next question is about gospel music. Gospel music is such a big part of the African American Christian tradition in the U.S. How do you, as a young black Christian leader or white Christian leader in the Orthodox Church, adjust to music that's quite different from gospel?
I think one of the things that helped me adjust is that I never really left the gospel music of my parents and grandparents. That was a gospel that had theology behind it. That was a gospel that was rooted in the African American experience. What I see too much of today is in modern gospel is that it's contemporary pop music. And it was so detached, it's so detached from the music of my foreparents. And I can still listen to gospel while I'm at home. But in the church, I know that the music is something that is so deep and so ancient that the tradition, the sense of tradition, still resonates with me without myself having to give up any of my own personal culture or the culture of my people. Because a lot of times the culture of my people is already being sold into this modern, prepackaged music industry. Industry is always it seems to be a bad thing when you do it with art. You just make it into something that's prepackaged, and I feel more comfortable without the prepackaging.
Hard question. So I love all types of music. I was in a band growing up, so I was exposed to many types of music. So adjusting wasn't as difficult. Totally understood the context I was in, and I believe within the context I was in that the music that was in the Orthodox Church is fine by me. And I'm able to appreciate it. And as I meditate on the words, as I try to understand the different tones, and I can embrace it. at the same time, I still listen to old gospel. I still listen to modern gospel. However, when I listen to modern gospel, I'm comparing it to my understanding of Orthodox Christianity. So as I'm listening to modern gospel, if it's in sync, then I embrace it. I use it in my own private devotion, as well. Sometimes it helps me actually connect with Christ better at that moment, because that's where my heart is at that moment, than if I turned on, some Orthodox Christian chants or. So so as long as the modern gospel is aligned with Orthodox Christian theology, then I think it's all good.
I'm in shock because me and my husband are total opposites. But at this moment, he said almost exactly what I would have said, and that never happens. Never happens. But as he said, I just love music. Music changes things for me when I'm having a bad day or if I'm having a good day and just want to continue having a good music. Just does something for me, so I just like music. However, being Orthodox now, similar to what my husband said, when I listen to music, I compare it to it, and I'm being attentive to the words of the music. And okay, what are these words that I'm saying or about to say, and is it in line with what I believe, and is it going to continue to feed my soul in growth towards Christ? And as we raise teenagers, we monitor what they listen to and try to lead and guide them, but what we try to impress upon them the most is the things that you're listening to and looking to. Is it helping you become the person that you want to be? And if not, then you need to judge and make a decision if that's what you need to continue to do. So that's how I weigh the music that I listen to. Orthodox music, when I first became Orthodox, I kind of was like, I can't get with this. It's a little too slow, but then as I began to pray, God began to say to me, okay, what is it you're looking for? Are you looking for a rhythm? Is it a beat? Or are you trying to find my heart and allow me to touch your heart? And when I enter and that's my goal, then that happens. But then there are times when I'm not looking for that and I'm like, I ain't really feeling it. But it's all about my heart. It's not about the music. It's about my heart and my intent.
I can echo what Brother John said up here at first as far as the old school gospel music. I still find myself at times listening to that. But as far as the Orthodox music, it helped me become Orthodox. And what I mean by that is it helped me see myself as an Orthodox Christian who happens to be black and not look at myself someone who, like I'm outside of the Orthodox culture. It helped me resonate with the Orthodox culture and become a part of it and sync with the Orthodox culture. Yes, I still do, as we said, enjoy the old school gospel music. As we said, there's some. It's Christ-centered. There's some Christ theology behind it. I won't get into some of the new stuff, but that's just my personal feeling on that. But Orthodox, hearing the hymns, and to as we just sang a Kentuckian a little bit ago, or enacted this a little bit ago to St. Moses, it's like hearing those and hearing things about Christ, the Theotokos again, all that stuff helped me just feel comfortable with being Orthodox and not something that was I felt like an outsider.
I agree with everything said. and I agree with everything John said. I also grew up in an AME tradition, so I didn't really listen to gospel music outside of church, and every hymn that we sang in church had a specific purpose, and it fulfilled that purpose while I was in church. So it really wasn't a thought to me when I came to an Orthodox church whether or not I would hear the type of music that I wanted to, because it's simply not entertainment for me.
I can attest completely to what she's saying. I absolutely was sure that when I brought her in, when I brought her into an Orthodox church, I knew that weird chant, that like this cult is gonna freak her out, and she's gonna walk out. And if I'm honest with you, I'd had girlfriends before that had done that, where they were like, "Get me out of here! This is weird. They're gonna be sacrificing babies or something." I mean, it's gonna get weird. Because there was the drone aspect. Well, but she didn't. And when I asked her, why doesn't that weird you out? Because I was Anglican, and we love to talk about our liturgical tradition, and it was weird to me. So why isn't it weird to you? And I think it was contextual. She got why we were doing that, because she understood why she was there. And that's a testament to her ancestry. She has a long line of very strong Christian experience, just honestly experience. And for me, that was, so of course, I didn't grow up with a gospel tradition, but our liturgical tradition really wasn't for theology, it was for entertainment. And as beautiful as much of the English tradition is, most of what I received was very much for entertainment and appearance. And so I never really considered it that way. And when I came into an Orthodox church, I couldn't stop hearing the lyrics. I couldn't stop hearing what I was being told. And so I never sat there and was like, let's wait for this to go over, okay, when's communion coming, right? I sat there and I was being instructed on the gospel the whole time. And that was huge.
Continuing on, what did your mother or a significant woman inspire in you that helped you embark on this journey?
My grandmother, Dinah Gresham, taught Sunday school. She was very serious about communicating the gospel to people. And this was at a time where not too many women were known for being church leaders. She taught Sunday school so effectively and so efficiently that people from other churches would come to our church for Sunday school and then go to their regular churches for the sermon. And her sense of discipline when it comes to reading the scriptures and living the life, that's what really, I think her example was probably the best example that led me eventually to Orthodoxy.
Okay, so I believe that my there's two women in particular influenced my journey. Was a youth leader when I was a teenager, Tish King. I was kind of I don't know. I started going to the youth group because I saw the girls there. So that got me in, and but she continued to pray for me. She continued to talk to me, which eventually started planting seeds to, and eventually I embraced. I wanted to embrace Christ. I wanted to start this journey, which started when I was 17. Kept me to continue to keep me in this direction is my wife. When I was going through, I guess, a time of, she prayed me through it. and her love towards me, even though I was going through that darkness, really helped me to come out on the other side of that darkness and to continue down that path.
I had to think hard about that question. I think for me it was my aunt, who now thinks we're part of a cult. However, it was her prayers. We would hang out. She was newly converted to Christianity, and she was recovering alcoholic and stuff. And she would pick me up sometimes, and we would hang out. She wouldn't preach to me. She would talk to me about the stuff that I was doing, or none of that. We would just hang out. And praying for you, Shannon. You're gonna be all right, or something like that. But that was about the extent of her Christian talk